My family still loves my ex. Bringing you to the wedding would be awkward, she explained casually. I said, understood, and let it drop. While she was taking photos with them, I was loading my boxes into my car. That evening, her father rang me, confused. Why didn't you come today? She kept saying you couldn't make it. I, 29, male, had been with Emma for 3 years. We'd lived together for 18 months. My family still loves you, she said over breakfast that Tuesday, stirring her coffee like we were discussing the weather. But bringing you to the wedding would be awkward. I looked up from my plate. Awkward, she shrugged, didn't meet my eyes. Some relatives are going through things. Extra people would just complicate the vibe, you know? The wedding was her cousin's. The invitation had come 2 months earlier, addressed to both of us. We'd talked about what she'd wear, whether I'd rent a suit or wear the one I already owned. Now, 4 days before the event, I was being uninvited. Understood, I said. I set down my fork and nodded. I'll sit this one out. Her shoulders relaxed. She smiled, relieved I wasn't making it difficult. Thanks for understanding. I knew you'd get it. I did get it, just not the way she thought. That Saturday, while Emma spent the day at the wedding taking photos with her family, I was 3 miles away loading boxes into the back of my car. At 3:50 p.m., the last of my furniture disappeared into a moving truck. At 6:22 p.m., she posted a sunset photo with the caption, "Best day with my favorite people." At 6:30 p.m., her father called me. Hey, why didn't you come today? His voice was genuinely confused. Emma kept saying you couldn't make it, but we were really hoping to see you. But to understand how we got there, you need to know how perfect we used to look. Emma and I met through mutual friends at a birthday party 3 years ago. She was sharp, funny, easy to talk to. We started dating a month later. A year and a half in, she suggested we move in together. Made sense. We were spending most nights at each other's places anyway. The apartment lease went in my name. She'd mentioned her credit wasn't great. Something about unpaid credit cards from college. No big deal. I made decent money as a project manager. The rent was manageable. Her family loved me from day one. Her father called me son by month 6. Her mother invited me to family dinners independently, would text me during the week asking about work. Her younger brother, 24 and fresh out of college, asked me for career advice over beers. I helped him redo his resume, connected him with a recruiter at my company. I wasn't just dating Emma. I was part of the family. Around month 16 of living together, things shifted. Small things at first. She became protective of her phone, angling it away when texts came through. She needed space, more often, would go out with friends, and come home vague about where they'd been. Family dinners, which used to happen twice a month, became once every 6 weeks. I didn't push. People need space. Relationships ebb and flow. When her cousin's wedding invitation arrived in March, it was addressed to both of us. Emma Cross and guest. She was excited, showed me photos of potential dresses online, asked if I'd rent a tux or just wear my navy suit. I said navy suit was fine. She seemed happy. 3 weeks before the wedding, she started dropping comments. My aunt's being weird lately. Some family drama happening, I don't even know. When I asked what kind of drama, she waved it off. Just people being people. Then came Tuesday. For days before the wedding. The breakfast conversation. The wedding was Saturday. Her family still called me regularly. Her father had texted me Monday night asking how a work project was going. Her mother had invited me to her dad's birthday party next month. Her brother had sent me a meme Sunday afternoon with the caption, "This is so us." The math wasn't adding up. The wedding was Saturday. I had 4 days to make sense of it. Tuesday breakfast. She delivered the line between bites of toast. Casual. Practiced. My family still loves you, but bringing you to the wedding would be awkward. I asked if her parents knew. She said yes, they understood. Everyone was on the same page. I didn't argue. I said, understood, and went to work. That evening, Emma's mother called me around 7. We talked about my current project at work, a software rollout that was running behind schedule. She was sympathetic, asked how I was handling the stress. Normal conversation. Then I tested the water. Sorry, I'll miss the wedding Saturday, by the way. Silence. A long pause. Miss it. Her voice shifted, confused. We're excited to see you. Why would you miss it? I kept my tone light. Oh, I thought Emma mentioned I might have a work thing come up. She didn't say anything. Her mother sounded genuinely surprised. Is everything okay? I told her the work thing might resolve itself, that I'd try to make it. We hung up. Red flag confirmed. Her family had no idea I'd been excluded. I spent that night going through paperwork. The lease was in my name only, month to month since last November when our year contract ended. I'd never converted it back to a long-term lease. The option to leave with 30 days notice sat right there in the terms. I reviewed bank statements. Rent, utilities, internet, groceries. 18 months of payments. Emma contributed occasionally. Venmo transfers labeled my half. That never actually matched half of anything. Last month, she'd sent me $200 with a heart emoji. Rent was $1,850. Utilities another $180. Internet $70. Groceries averaged $400. I'd been covering her for a year and a half. We'd always shared passwords. She had mine, I had hers. It was a trust thing, she'd said early on. Couples who have nothing to hide don't need locked phones. I opened her laptop Wednesday morning after she left for work. She'd left her messaging app open. I found a thread with someone named Kyle. Recent messages. Kyle, Sunday night. Can't wait for Saturday. Finally get to see you without sneaking around. Emma, Monday morning. I know. I told him he's not coming. We can actually be public now. Kyle, your family's gonna love me. Emma, they already do. They just don't know it yet. I closed the laptop. Didn't confront her. Didn't say a word. I started planning. By Thursday, I had a plan. Friday, I had a moving truck reserved. Wednesday afternoon, I called the leasing office during my lunch break. Gave my 30-day notice. The lease was month to month, under my name only. They said they'd process it, that I could drop the keys anytime. I paid the final month's rent right there over the phone. Asked them to email confirmation. Next, I called the utility companies. Electric, internet, water. Scheduled termination for all of them. Saturday, 5 p.m. The woman at the electric company asked if I wanted to transfer service to a new address. I said no, I'd handle that later. She confirmed the shutoff. I removed Emma from my phone plan. She'd been on my family plan for a year, saving her $70 a month. I called the carrier, had her line disconnected effective Sunday. They said her number would stop working at midnight Saturday. Thursday, I rented a moving truck online. Saturday, noon to 6 p.m. pickup location 2 miles from the apartment. I arranged to stay with my friend Marcus starting Saturday night. He had a couch and didn't ask questions. I packed in silence while Emma was at work. Essentials first. Documents, laptop, hard drives, clothes. Everything that mattered. I worked in stages, taking items from the back of closets, bottom drawers, places she wouldn't notice gaps. The apartment still looked full. Friday evening, Emma came home glowing. She showed me her dress, a deep green thing with a low back. Asked if I thought her family would like her hair up or down. I smiled. Told her up would look elegant. She beamed. Kissed me on the cheek. Asked what I was doing this weekend. I said I'd probably catch up on work, maybe watch the game with Marcus. She didn't ask anything else. Didn't question why I wasn't asking about the wedding anymore. Didn't wonder if I was hurt or angry. She'd gotten what she wanted. I was handled. Friday night. While she slept, I took photos of the apartment. Documented the condition of everything. Photographed the lease termination notice I'd printed and planned to leave on the counter. Took a picture of the utility shutoff confirmations. Saturday morning, Emma woke up at 8. Showered. Did her makeup at the bathroom counter, humming. At 9:47 a.m., she walked out in her green dress, heels clicking on the hardwood. She kissed my cheek, told me to have a good day, said wish me luck. I watched her car pull out of the parking lot and disappear down the street. At 10:03 a.m., I called the moving truck company. I'm ready. Update 1. At 11:02 a.m., the moving truck pulled into the parking lot. At 11:47 a.m., her first Instagram story went live. The movers were efficient. 2 guys, mid-30s, didn't waste time. We started with the bedroom. Dresser, bed frame, nightstands. Then the living room. Couch, TV stand, bookshelf. Everything I'd brought into the apartment or paid for went into the truck. At 11:47 a.m., I checked my phone. Emma's Instagram story appeared. Her in a bridal suite with 3 cousins, champagne glasses raised, caption, family time 2 hearts. She looked happy, genuinely happy. I kept packing. At 12:33 p.m., another story. The ceremony starting. She was in the front row, between her mother and an older woman I didn't recognize. The bride was walking down the aisle. Emma had her phone tilted just enough to get herself in the frame. I loaded my desk into the truck. At 1:15 p.m., reception photos. Emma dancing with a guy in a gray suit. He had his hand on her waist. She was laughing, head tilted back. The caption said nothing, just a string of heart emojis. I assumed that was Kyle. I packed my last box, loaded it into my car. At 2:40 p.m., more stories. Table shots. Her whole family crammed into one frame. Her father's arm around her shoulders. Everyone smiling. Her caption, nothing better than this. I swept the empty apartment, made sure nothing was left behind. At 3:50 p.m., the movers finished. The truck pulled away. I placed my keys on the kitchen counter next to the documents I'd prepared. Lease termination notice, dated Wednesday. Utility shut-off confirmations, all scheduled for 5 p.m. today. My copy of the apartment condition photos, printed and stapled. I walked out, locked the door from the outside with my copy of the key, then slid it back under the door. At 4:17 p.m., I pulled into Marcus's apartment complex. He helped me unload the essentials, said I could keep the rest in the truck overnight and deal with storage tomorrow. My phone stayed silent. At 6:22 p.m., Emma posted a sunset photo. Her and her cousins on a terrace, golden light, drinks in hand. The caption read, "Best day with my favorite people, red heart." At 6:30 p.m., my phone rang. Her father. I answered. Hey. Hey. His voice was warm, a little confused. Why didn't you come today? Emma kept saying you couldn't make it. But we were really hoping to see you. Update 2. I took a breath. I wasn't invited, I said. Silence. Long enough that I checked to see if the call had dropped. What? Her father's voice was quiet now. Careful. Tuesday morning, she told me it would be awkward if I came. She suggested I sit this one out. Awkward. He repeated the word like he was trying to understand it in a foreign language. We asked about you all day. She said you couldn't make it because of work. I don't work weekends, I said. I was available. Another pause. Then, quieter. Where are you right now? At a friend's place. I moved out today. You? He stopped. You what? The lease was in my name. I gave notice Wednesday. Utilities shut off at 5. She should be noticing soon. She doesn't know? His voice cracked slightly. You didn't tell her? I didn't see the point in a conversation. She made her choice Tuesday. He exhaled, long and slow. I need to talk to her mother. The line went dead. At 7:15 p.m., Emma's mother called. Her voice was tight, controlled. Is it true? You weren't invited. I confirmed. She apologized. Said she had no idea. That Emma told them I had a work emergency. That I tried to get out of it, but couldn't. That they'd been asking Emma about me all day and she kept deflecting. I told her it wasn't her fault. That I appreciated how welcoming she'd always been. That I hoped she had a good rest of her evening. She started crying before she hung up. At 8:03 p.m., Emma's brother texted. Dude, what the hell happened? Mom is losing it. I sent him a screenshot. The text conversation from Tuesday. Emma's exact words. Bringing you to the wedding would be awkward. His response came fast. Holy shit. She lied to everyone. At 8:47 p.m., he sent me another screenshot. The family group chat. Aunts, uncles, cousins, parents. Everyone asking Emma why she lied. Where I really was. What was going on? At the bottom, Emma's name with the typing indicator. 3 dots, blinking. No message ever appeared. Update 3. By 9:30 p.m., I had 17 missed calls. 16 were from her. I listened to the voicemails in order. They told the story better than I could. First message, 9:17 p.m., confusion. Hey, where are you? I just got home and the lights aren't working. Call me back. Second message, 9:22 p.m., panic rising. The apartment is empty. What the hell is going on? Where's all your stuff? Third message, 9:26 p.m., anger breaking through. You can't just leave without talking to me. This is insane. Call me right now. 4th through 15th, variations of desperation. Please call me back. We need to fix this. I know you're mad, but this isn't how you handle things. Just talk to me. 16th message, 9:51 p.m., crying. Barely coherent. Please. I'm sorry. I don't understand what I did. Just, please call me. I didn't respond. At 10:14 p.m., she posted an Instagram story. I didn't see it immediately. Her brother screenshot it and sent it to me before she could delete it. The post was a black screen with white text. Crazy how you can be blindsided by someone you trusted. The comments appeared within minutes. Her cousin. You lied about him not being invited. Her aunt. We asked about him all day, Emma. We know. The post was deleted by 10:17 p.m. At 11:26 p.m., Emma showed up at Marcus's building. I was on his couch, phone on silent, watching her name light up the screen over and over. Marcus's intercom buzzed. He answered. Yeah. It's Emma. I need to talk to him. Marcus looked at me. I shook my head. He's not available, Marcus said. I know he's there. I can see his car. Doesn't change my answer. The intercom went quiet. Through the window, I watched her stand in the parking lot for another 10 minutes, staring up at the building. Then she got in her car and left. Sunday morning, Emma's mother called me at 9 a.m. Apologized again. Said Emma had called her at midnight, claiming I abandoned her without warning. Her mother's response to Emma, which she repeated to me word for word. He gave you 3 years. You excluded him and lied to us about it. That's not abandonment. That's consequences. By Sunday afternoon, the family group chat was still active. Emma's brother kept me updated. Emma was trying to reframe the story, saying I'd overreacted, that she'd been planning to invite me but got overwhelmed with family politics. Her uncle's message shut it down. You lied. Own it. The next 2 weeks were quiet on my end. On hers, everything unraveled. Week 1, Emma tried staying with her parents. They let her. Her mother told me this via text, apologetic, explaining that every conversation with Emma ended the same way. Emma blaming me, playing the victim, insisting she'd been trying to protect me from complicated family dynamics. Her parents grew tired of it by day 4. Emma started posting job listings on her social media. She couldn't afford an apartment alone. Her credit was still bad from college. Worse now that she'd been relying on me for rent. She'd need a cosigner. Her father, when she asked, said no. I heard this through her brother, who'd started texting me regularly. He felt guilty, he said. Guilty that he hadn't seen what was happening. That he'd assumed I was happy. Week 2, a mutual friend mentioned Emma had reached out to Kyle, the guy from the wedding. She wanted to know if they could finally make things official. He didn't respond. Turns out he was dating the bride's sister. He'd just been friendly at the wedding, dancing with multiple people. The whole thing had been in Emma's head. Emma tried moving in with a friend, a girl named Sarah she'd known since high school. Sarah texted Emma's brother first, asked what had actually happened. The brother told her. Sarah declined the roommate request. On day 14, Emma's mother sent me a long text. An apology, mostly. She said they had no idea how much I'd been doing financially. That Emma had told them we split everything equally. That they'd never have let it go on if they'd known. I responded simply. I'm not angry. I just couldn't stay. Her mother replied with a heart. By the end of week 2, Emma found a studio apartment. Small, expensive, 40 minutes from her job. She'd need a roommate to afford it. And I heard through the brother she was struggling to find one. Her social media went quiet. No posts. No stories. Thanksgiving plans started appearing in the family group chat. Emma's brother asked me directly. You coming? I hesitated. If I'm invited. Your family, he wrote back. We'll figure that out. 2 days later, her father called. His voice was gentle, warm in the way it used to be. He officially invited me to Thanksgiving. Then, carefully, he added, Emma won't be there. She needs to sort some things out first. 3 weeks after the wedding, I sat at her family's Thanksgiving table. Her mother hugged me at the door, held on a little longer than usual. Her father shook my hand, then pulled me into a hug too. Good to see you, son. I sat between her brother and her father. The chair Emma usually occupied, at her mother's right hand, stayed empty. No one mentioned it. Her mother explained, when I asked gently, that Emma was at her roommate's family's Thanksgiving, 2 hours north. Doing okay. Trying to reset. During dinner, after the food was served and conversations had settled into comfortable rhythms, her father stood. He raised his glass, looked around the table, and said simply, to the people who show up. Everyone raised their glasses. A few people glanced at me. I met their eyes, nodded, drank. After dinner, her brother and I did dishes. He told me Emma had called him the night before, crying. Said she'd made a huge mistake. That she didn't know what she'd been thinking. What did you say? I asked. He shrugged, handed me a plate to dry. I said, yeah, you did. I didn't feel vindicated. Didn't feel smug or victorious. Just clear. The fog that had hung over the last year of the relationship, the sense that something was slightly wrong but I couldn't name it, had lifted. I could see it all now. The small dismissals. The financial imbalance she'd never acknowledged. The way she'd made decisions that affected both of us without including me. I'd started dating someone new. Met her through Marcus, actually, a friend of his from work. She knew the whole story. I'd told her on the second date. She'd listened, then said, "That was admirably calm." In early December, Emma texted me one more time. "I'm sorry. I was scared and handled it wrong. I miss what we had." I looked at the message for a long time. Thought about everything. The 3 years. The 18 months in the apartment. The family I'd loved and lost, and, apparently, gained back. I typed, "I appreciate the apology. I hope you figure things out. Take care." Then I blocked her number. I ran into her mother at a coffee shop in January. She spotted me first, waved, came over, hugged me again. "Emma moved," she said unprompted. "Took a job 2 hours away. Fresh start. She's doing better." I told her I was glad. I meant it. She squeezed my hand. "You're still invited to Sunday dinners, you know. Anytime." I thanked her. Told her I'd take her up on that. When I think about it now, the whole thing, I keep coming back to one moment. That Tuesday breakfast. The way she said, awkward, like it was nothing. Like 3 years could be dismissed over coffee and toast. The relationship taught me something important. When someone tells you who they are, casually, over breakfast, with a word like awkward, believe them the first time. And when it's time to go, you don't need to make a scene. You just need to go.